go ahead.
Yep.
Thank you. I'll call the Township Road Committee meeting to order, December 13th, 2023. It's about a minute after 5 or 2 after 5. Approval of the agenda. Does anybody move to do that?
So moved.
Moved by Carl. Is there a second?
I'll second that.
Tom, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? None. Approval of the minutes for January 19th, 2023. I would recommend that we hold off till the other members can read them, if you all are okay with that. Is everybody okay with that?
Yeah, good idea.
Any opposed to that? Okay. Public statement. Item number 4 on the agenda, public statement. I do have a called-in public statement. Judy Gardy did call and ask if we would get on the agenda for our next meeting and for 2024 to discuss traffic calming around Park Lake. And also signage, like beach sign, etc. I told her we would bring it up, I would mention it in the meeting, and that we will address that and discuss it. So for the next meeting, if you guys will think about that, and I'll talk to the county also about that, so they are prepared for questions and ideas that they might have. And no other public statements.
Got a question about that, Georgie. Did
Yeah.
you talk to her?
Yeah, Judy, yes,
Yeah, to Judy?
yeah. She called me 25 minutes ago, so.
Yeah, it's been what, about 2 years or so since the incident at her place?
I don't know
You
how
know-
long it's been, but
Yeah.
Around.
I know this board is,
About 2 years.
Yeah, about 2 years, and
Finally get it done.
this past year in '23, someone took the initiative to put up those nice signs, asking people to enjoy the view, slow down.
Yeah, I think it was Judy.
yeah, I think
I would have
that,
guessed it, well, yeah.
I think
And,
the Park Lake,
you know, in the short time I've lived here in the area, that's the first time that's ever been done. And, does anyone know, did it have a impact at all on
I don't
what was
know.
observed in the speed going through there? I know when I went through there, which is, you know, with some frequency, but not every day, and it's only a certain time, that people seem to be traveling, you know, maybe not 25, but 30.
It is a reminder to slow down, though,
It is a good reminder.
when
Yeah,
you,
that-
when you
that-
continually see them going around the lake.
Yeah, yeah, I thought that was a really good, soft, gentleness way of urging people to take care there.
To slow down, instead of getting a ticket.
Yeah. The only other thing we could do is build more roads, so we didn't have to go that way.
Right across the lake.
Well, that's good. So you, do you have any ideas what we might do to,
No, we've discussed all kinds of stuff
Yeah,
before, you
you
know,
did.
we narrowed the lane when we
yeah, well,
did the shoulders.
Yeah.
And what'll help is probably a sidewalk that, and more pedestrian, safe pedestrian pathways probably will help a lot. And then what would really help is just people getting tickets.
no kidding.
Few people get tickets, the word gets out.
I think
You still
improving the
have-
park, you know, improving the beach,
Mhm.
made it a place, right? Gave it a look, like, and people are there,
Yep,
and I think that'll help too.
yes,
We still got the stretch between state and park, you know,
Yeah.
where there's nothing but
yes.
homes. So it's kind of something that has to grow on people, I guess. But I thought-
Speed bumps would help, but the county don't like them.
Absolutely
I don't
not.
like speed bumps.
Well,
We got them in Hawk Hollow, you know.
But that's the idea, it slow you down.
I know. I like George's idea. People just gotta get disciplined.
Or let the road go to pot.
Yeah, there's the other.
That'll slow you down too.
Oh, that's bad too, George.
I don't have to take the complaints in here.
Well, that's good. So she's still on to this, Judy is still on to
Yeah.
this concern, and
Sure, yeah,
I'm driving it daily and.
what do you think, Carl?
There, it's bad.
At times?
I've gotten honked at for going 25, numerous times.
Yeah, and you're at certain times of the day, right, critical times, morning, noon time, when people are out trying to
Random.
move? Yeah, just
If
random?
we're going to Costco or something, we go the slow
Oh.
way, my son likes to go the slow way with
Yeah.
me, so. But normally, yeah, morning and evening, but randomly throughout the day. And to have an orange Tesla get honked at, you know, it's, it's a little.
Well, maybe they were just saying, hey, cool car.
Oh, especially when they're coming up when you can't see their headlights, to them being right on your butt in 2 seconds, yeah, for sure.
Oh, yeah.
It is, it's.
No kidding, you've had-
Especially around that big corner.
Yeah, well, granted, I was coming around there, I'm always cautious, you know. I was thinking, as I came around there earlier today, why in the world did anyone wanna build a house right there on the lakeside that's halfway in the water?
I would
In
love
the
it.
best of times, you know? But anyway, that is a problematic place, for sure.
Yeah.
So you've had
I'd
some
say
problem, huh?
At least once a week, I will have somebody that is going significantly too fast, and I'll go 28 or 29 normally. So,
Yeah, I usually say.
You know Judy's on the watch, right? Cause she lives right there.
oh, I've seen her a number of times.
She's
out
probably been
there, yeah.
patrolling, right?
Well, not patrolling, but she's outside working on it.
Well, that leads us into, number 5, Park Lake Crosswalk update. Let me get out my notes here. 2023. Should have put these in order. I talked with the county. We have the designs, we have the estimates and stuff. We're just working out the funding, from what I understand. So if Karen would like to add anything else to that, it's basically we're just working through a little bit of the end parts of it, from what I understand.
Correct,
Okay,
correct. We have the 2 proposed, areas, one down by the beach, and then one down by Wiswasser Park, and, the boat launch. And then, so yeah, I do think they've been designed, and it'll just be a matter of working out the financing.
very good.
And
Can I ask a question?
Yes.
Of course.
What kind of, crosswalks are you talking about? Just, paint or just, overpass or?
Let me
a zebra?
Yeah.
see if I have, his email.
That was exactly my question there, George. Yep. Good idea. Lot of activity there on the beach.
Yeah, in
last summer,
summertime,
and
boy, there's a lot of movement.
the trolley, or whatever they call it,
Oh.
down there for the candy ice cream shop. I was down there that day, and I don't think I'd never seen that many people in that particular location. Did you ever get down there for that little event, George?
I haven't been to the event, but I've been through there when it's been busy.
Yeah, it was really busy.
Connie likes to put on a good show.
Yeah.
He does.
Is that all right, while you look for that, if we move on to a couple other things? So
Yes,
we'll
please.
come back to item number 5 on your question, Leo.
All right.
And we'll get back into discussions, if you guys are okay with that?
Sure,
No-
okay.
None opposed, okay. The Chandler Road update, Chandler Road, they're just, it's on hold until, it's officially awarded. So the county is not doing really any bunch of legwork until they actually know that it's awarded and the money's actually gonna be there before they start, planning the project too deeply. But it is slated they're planning for a 2025 project,
Correct.
Okay.
even though they're not planning, but they're looking at a 2025 project for, Millenville, and they'll do some infrastructure sewer work, from what I understand in there also.
Have you seen any drawn plans?
I
Yeah.
have.
Yeah.
I can share that with you after the meeting if I can find
Okay,
it.
sure.
I would love to see that too, cause I haven't seen any plans.
Yeah, I don't think they really had one, what was it, 2 years ago when this first came up?
It's just very preliminary rough. It's basically just a map of the area.
Okay,
Oh,
There's really no plans. It's just basically
I
okay,
just
an
want,
overview, a map of the area.
oh, okay.
yeah.
In
And
that
it,
case-
so work will occur from East Lansing,
Yeah.
Abbott Road,
Right,
just north of Lake Lansing to, I believe, Stoll Road, just north of the north entrance into Hawk
okay.
Hollow.
So actually south of the township line then, huh?
Yep, there you go. You're correct. So south of the township line?
Yeah, Abbott and Lake Lansing.
Oh, yes,
Yes.
I'm
Yeah.
sorry, you said it when I said Stoll, so I was confused.
No, oh.
What area you were referring to, so yes. So it's
I was going in order.
multi-jurisdictional,
Yeah.
and then the
Yeah.
drain, of course, the drain commissioner will be involved,
Yeah.
because of drainage in that area, and then there's
Skooma.
sewer, will be involved
Mm-hmm.
as well. Cause that's an area that really needs an upgrade in sewer, so, yeah, so this is a good, diagram. I could make copies of this, or if you wanted
you'd
to
like.
show
I just wanna
this.
look at
It's
it.
kind of,
Um,
I think
You know,
we've gotten that previously.
Okay,
I don't,
Yeah.
is it the same ones they handed out 2 years ago?
I thought you had something cooler than I had.
no, never.
Not cool, no, not cool.
I'm the last on the list.
The only thing I'm looking for there, because I think the corridor is gonna be taken care of, is because of what's been done elsewhere, you know, by the county, and East Lansing, and Meridian, and whoever was cooperating on Lake Lansing, is what they'll do at the overpass on I-69. Because I think, George, I sent you a note on that.
Yeah,
about,
nothing's planned for,
But I'll talk to them. That's like, no,
For
I
that.
could do it, but I want them to know, I just think it would be really good to extend the widening and the side, you know, the wide shoulder going northbound to the overpass.
for bikes or for,
Well, for the bikes primarily, yeah, and then on the south, to start it there, you know? Just because of the way non-motorized transportation goes over that barrier, if you will. You know, once,
on
you,
69?
as you go up, yeah, the overpass on 69, as you climb the hill northbound, you know, you slow down. So it'd be nice to have a place to get out of the way. Once you get to the bridge, you got the wide shoulder. And then once you're down the underside, you're going downhill and it is what it is. But then, you know, coming up the other side, when you get to, the top and you start coming down, you start going really fast, so it's good to have a little bit of extra room. That would be my only addition to whatever they're gonna propose, and who knows, maybe they'll propose that, I don't know. But they, you know, like you say, Karen, they're just going to Stoll. So,
Yeah, I had expressed my concern that, moving north is really a concern, from Stoll to Clark and
yeah,
even
even,
further
yeah,
than
even
that.
to Clark, but I understand if they only have so much funds, whatever. But if they could just include that quarter mile or so segment to the overpass, that would be good.
Yeah.
Now, is this in preparation to maybe do an on-off ramp
No.
at that intersection?
No, that's not been discussed,
Okay.
no.
That's an MDOT thing too.
Yeah,
It's a big deal.
but no, I don't think that's been any consideration of this.
All
It's
right.
just purely, drain, sewer and road.
Which is huge.
It is. I mean, the $10 million was a shock. The cost estimate was about 12.2 million, but to receive 10 is amazing.
Yeah,
Gotta appreciate somebody working hard to get that.
yeah.
Is that going to potentially help with the cross breeze in the winter with the drifts? and the
No.
ice?
Probably not. I don't know yet. They have discussed it. I mean, it was brought up,
Okay.
whether anything will go. I know the county does not like to put up snow fence, though. They don't put up snow fence anymore. I do know that.
Yeah, cause I did have that one constituent, I forget their name, email me about that, so.
We've been lucky so far this season with 40-degree temperatures.
No snow blower on the
Yeah.
board so far this year.
Yeah.
Did you,
Do you have a bet, George, when the first accident will happen?
Nope,
Okay.
probably tomorrow, nice sunny day. Did you find anything on the crosswalk yet?
I'm finding the drawings, but I'm not really finding, I don't seem to have the
Details?
cost, or details of that.
He was just wondering what they were gonna look like.
So one at Rickard across to the party store, or
Yeah.
Wiswasser.
Is it
right.
just a lined,
It is, and
Isn't-
it looks like it's got the ADA compliant,
Okay,
approaches
yeah.
and,
Should,
yeah, from both sides of the street. They they call it a ramp, I guess, but to me, it's that little piece of metal with the raised bumps on it. And then it would be crossing from the boat launch into the parking lot near the restrooms at Wiswasser Park.
Be
not
nice
at
if
the
there were a
driveway?
crosshatch so that,
Yeah.
or the zebra, so that.
Yeah, and.
You could
and-
see it.
And what it's showing is just lines at this point, but this is an architectural
Okay,
drawing, so
well.
I don't know if it's
It'll-
rumble strips, or if it might be
No, it'll be
perhaps
just
be
regular paint
just regular
strips.
paint
Just
strips.
paint,
Or
Okay,
the
Okay.
ones they melt on or whatever, I think.
yeah,
That'd be cool.
I'm not sure which ones,
yeah,
What do
it
you
just
think,
says
Ralph?
but it'll be
replace,
striped.
Okay?
existing sidewalk and curb and gutter as necessary to provide ADA ramp, compliant ramp.
I
So,
think it'll be white
Have you
too.
seen the sidewalks in East Lansing by the schools? You know, they have the lines and
Yeah.
everything else.
Yep.
But they also, right in the middle, they have a little,
Those just went in.
I
Yeah.
think
They,
that will really slow people
Yeah,
down.
they talked about
The paint
that.
on the ground,
Yeah.
they talked
they
about
got-
that.
Is this what you're talking about?
No,
No,
Okay.
they got a center left turn lane, which is an advantage for
oh,
Bircham, you
interesting.
know,
Yeah.
right,
Well,
Leo?
scary.
well, yeah,
yeah,
They've
Right.
got the
Uh-huh.
kind of
Looking
rest
at it, it's
point
just
in the
printed.
middle of the
Wow.
left turn lane,
yeah.
center left turn lane, which I was kind of surprised by that, because that really went in, I drive Bircham quite a bit, and all of a sudden, woo.
It's on where is this?
they
Bircham.
have, they have them things that you put in the crosswalks that you can take out in the wintertime too.
kinda like
Oh,
a
can you-
bollard or
It's just like a flag or
Okay.
something that sits in the middle of the road
Okay.
that marks the center,
Like
basically.
something
This is actually
So you
some
kind
curve,
of,
right?
so you kind of slow down a little bit before
I
you
mean,
go through.
because people driving, they, unless you see something stand in front of you.
Yeah,
Oh, that's what you're talking about, the
Yeah.
middle,
Yeah.
alerts.
in the
This is
middle
crosswalk.
middle of the
of the center left turn lane,
Yeah.
you know, halfway across, they've got several of those now from, on Bircham, from Abbott, down to Harrison.
Yeah,
And
All
even
the way
beyond the
to-
middle school, I think there's
yeah,
one,
to Harrison, yeah.
yeah. Anyway,
I'll have to check that out.
yeah,
That's what I'm
Right
writing
down
down
there,
note
Karen.
too, and I go by there all the time, I didn't notice it.
it's kind of startling, you know?
Well, anything that would get people's attention and create
Yeah.
a safer environment.
Well, that's it, they got schools up and down.
I know
there,
it's a cost though for that center thing, but, and
Sure.
and a maintenance, so you'll have labor taking it out, but
Yeah.
it's something you can store. Next one, item on the agenda, if you guys are okay to move on. Hear no objections. Webster Road update. I talked with Mark, he sent out an email to you, Kathy, or Karen. It's approximately a $500,000 project. We got billed $75,000 this year for design work. That leaves an estimate of $425,000 remaining to be billed, majority of which will be in 2024. So that will come out of our budget for 2024. That being said, they still are working on a couple easements, or a easement, I'm not sure how many, but I know at least one easement. And they're in talks with property owners about the hill, knocking the hill down, leveling the hill out when they're doing other work on that site. So you know how if you have the hill as you come heading southbound and you go up the hill and you come over the hill and Somerset is there on your left, Food Bank is on your right, comes up pretty quick. they're going to, there are efforts by folks to try to get that knocked down a bit. And give us a little extra, sidewalk on the east side of the road, where that low spot is. So basically, they fill in that low spot a little bit, enough to,
Which people at Somerset, people at the food bank, people, or all of the above?
pardon me?
What people?
Oh, the property owners and some board members and some, road committee members and just some public in general are working together to try to get that accomplished. And it's basically, it's, the road commission said it's in the court of the property owner and the county road commission right now. So the property owner needs to know that they can go ahead before they spend, again, just like Chandler Road, before you invest a bunch of money, they needed to know that the things passed, for the project, the Norm Fasteners project.
Well,
And then
just gonna ask that,
we got funding for, sewer,
yeah.
what was that, Karen,
MEDC?
MEDC
Yeah, Michigan
funding?
Economic Development
They
Corporation.
okayed funding for,
They did. Yesterday, we received 4 million, like 3.86 million for infrastructure sewer.
Yeah.
And then, the company itself received approximately 1.6 or 1.7 million for job creation.
so all that together is,
Yeah.
trying to be worked out. It's quite complicated from what I understand to get all parties working together to get this accomplished, so it's amazing. It's exciting to me. Yeah,
And the funding that they got is contingent on certain benchmarks as they go.
Job creation,
correct?
yep, up to, I think it's up to 200 jobs.
Now, from the article today, I couldn't exactly tell exactly what the location of the factory will be.
So it will be at the back of the property, near the food bank, so across, almost to the
Right.
food court, drive
Yeah,
runs,
but it
will
will be
separate.
south or north of the entrance?
north.
North,
North, okay, so it's more towards the corner of Drumheller and,
there's
Webster,
actually a
right?
carve out, there of woods, and it will be between that food court and those woods.
You know where the two buildings are when you come up and you're going over the hill and you got the two little barns there?
yep,
He's got an image.
Hey, Tom, right here.
Perfect. Yep, right there.
They bought property from the Lens,
yep.
so it's gonna be north of food court right there.
And
Like
this,
right now, the
and this is us right here,
We're up here,
yeah. Oh, right up here, yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, it's,
Yeah, when I read I forget which article over the last couple
so
of
it's
weeks.
down, this is it here.
Yep, yep.
Okay, so see, that was not my impression.
Yeah, I originally thought it was going to be this property down here.
Yeah,
But that wasn't big enough for what they said the building was going to be, and the parking spaces that they were going to do,
And
so,
this here's, this,
that's Lens,
this this is Webster,
that's Webster, yep.
and
We should have hooked him
Where's
up to the big
Drumheller?
screen.
Sorry, I should have brought my laptop.
We're okay.
I could cast it, I mean, but,
No, it's just an update, so.
yeah, this hasn't updated yet to show the property.
Yeah, so the township's working on a website with the information about the project and the township's involvement in the project. So I'll let you know when that goes live, because that will have a map outlining where it'll be sitting on that property.
And any of the planning commission meetings that you wanna review back to, you can
Yeah,
fast
we'll
forward till you
point-
see a map up on the screen.
Yep,
so I wondered what
In there.
impact that would have on Webster.
the road commission, was one of the agencies that reviewed the project.
Yeah.
And signed off. They have accurate, traffic counts, and I think
Right.
they believed because the traffic would be offset a little bit, there's not a lot of large truck traffic either,
So that's my next question. How
Yeah.
big a truck do they have coming
Yeah.
in and out of there?
So, they signed off on it, didn't have any issues.
Okay.
So that's about it for that, so we just need to really know that 420, curious minds, I get all that. But, the numbers that we need to know is basically 425,000 that will come out of the road budget.
And again, George, the year for that
2024,
project on Webster?
2024, it'll come out of our next
So
budget,
next year, okay.
which is our, item number 10. Eunice Street,
So the development of the
fasteners,
plant project won't impact the work that they had scheduled for Webster, which
be
really
busy.
needs it.
Yeah, it'll be a busy area, but you're
Yeah,
correct.
well,
It will-
yeah.
It shouldn't impact.
Because traffic will be exiting off of Webster to the plant, right?
it's about a 2-year build-out, from what I understand.
Yes, that's correct.
Any new intersections proposed?
No.
We'll get the traffic light.
Yeah.
That will be.
Just like the one at State and Chandler?
One traffic.
I don't know. No.
Okay.
We'll move on to item number 8, Eunice Street discussion. A couple members brought that up.
Leo? Again?
Yep.
Leo brought that up again. I did talk with the county about signage, did mention that. So they said that we can have a discussion about that. I did talk to them, actually Al Rosecrans and I went down there and looked at how that runoff, because on the east, so that road sits, when the water, the way that road's supposed to, how they have that road set up is, when you turn off Coleman south onto Eunice Street, it tilts to the west. And then it's supposed to run off into that ditch that's, all them culverts are open. And then it goes down to the new job site, the eye care place, the new, business down there on the corner. And they have a opening that goes into MDOT. That was all done via the property owner at the corner. On the east side of the road, what water runs off just goes into a little groove that when you grade, there's a little groove left there. It basically rides in that groove and goes down to the hill. Right now, there's a bunch of gravel there, so it is shooting off into the road. And I did talk to Tim about that. He's supposed to meet me down there, and they will probably clean that so that it can continue to run off as much as possible off to the left. That's all I really have. You asked about a traffic study for that road.
Yes.
If they could do a traffic study, they did do a traffic study, and he provided that here.
Oh,
So we'll see if we can't get that copied, for you guys before I leave. And so, my notes say discuss traffic numbers, and can we get a counter on the road, which that was done in April of 2023. And then, I did talk to him about a no right turn sign. So you wanna keep that image that you have, so when we have them in one of our meetings, you can show them that.
all right.
And then Alan brought up the runoff. And Miles, our planner, talked to the property owners of the new place because they didn't really have that cut properly for the road going to their ditch, which is part of the stipulation that was put on that property, on their, plot, or, yeah. So, long story short, they went and redid it again, but I think they were a little shy to cut into the road grade and, to get into that. So it's still a little high. But Tim said, Tim is in charge of maintenance. He said that they would address that when they can take and reseed it, cause they've just seeded it and set it, so it's getting that time of year that they'll have to address it in the spring or, midsummer, or, yeah, late spring. And, by the way, late spring and June-ish, summer, midsummer too, is when they're planning to do the Webster Road project, from what I understand. Sorry to bounce back to that, but I just remembered that. Is there anything else you think you'd like to bring up?
Who
Leo?
who did the study?
The county.
I never saw him.
They just have, they have a thing they put up that it doesn't show anything. It don't show the speed or anything. It's just like a sign and they put it up there and it just counts. Just like our signs that we have, that the police have, but you can't tell that you're speeding or anything. It's just
But
counting.
all we want is a count.
Yeah, that's all it does, basically, from what I understand. It might do the speeds, but it don't show it, it don't display it to you, like ours do. It's an incognito. So people can drive through there, they just do their thing and it records it.
Yeah, and that's what I worry about it, because now there's 3 families with kids. And when they turn that corner off of Coleman into Eunice, they just really hit the throttle. They're trying to get down to the end before the light changes on the corner. So I tell you, if they ever hit one of those kids,
Really?
we're gonna have problems.
And I hate to put this on the police department, because they have better things to do. I shouldn't say it that
Well,
way.
you can't
I shouldn't say
have
if they
somebody
got better
sit
things.
down and babysit.
Not all the time, that's the problem, but that's basically is, I don't know how else you're gonna do it, I forget what that's called, but,
I still say that sign on the corner, no right turn, eliminates everything. You don't even have to do anything to the road.
the problem is, the people that live there will be the ones breaking the law to turn right into their own street, probably. I don't know that,
Most everybody comes the other way.
I don't know.
They can turn left when you, very few people come from the west. Except all the people that wanna beat the light, they go down.
Well, this is definitely a discussion we can have with the county, and then they can, cause I can't really speak for them. So we'll have them at a meeting and we'll discuss, you can have that discussion with them.
We've been talking about it, what, 3 years, 4 years?
Right, right, yeah.
I think more than that.
But they keep saying, oh, well, you gotta get the state involved, the state police.
I don't know as if
If you
they,
don't ask the state, or if you don't ask the state police to do anything, nothing happens.
I don't know if we actually have to do that or not.
Well, maybe not.
Well, it sounds like a situation, I remember this came up early in this discussion and concern, and that was closing off the south end of Eunice.
I
And
think that's an MDOT
that
thing too.
was not highly thought about, you know, it was dismissed.
Well,
But I think in order to solve this problem, unless we wanna haul MDOT in here and answer for the mess that they made at that intersection,
yeah,
it's gonna have to be a compromise. You know, like you say, George, you put up the right-hand turn sign and, or no right-hand turn, and then the residents are inconvenienced.
Right, that's
And
just
that-
what I'm,
That may be
that's
the
just what I'm
most
told by
practical thing,
others.
if we could get a buy-in from the people that live on the street. And then it becomes an enforcement problem, but we got a lot of those.
yeah, well,
But the other thing was, you know, closing down the end of Eunice so that there's no good reason to turn there. And it's all, like I say, it's gotta be a
Yeah, see,
compromise. People
that
gotta
was
be willing to give up
proposed-
something to get something.
that was proposed 20 years ago, 15 years ago.
Yeah,
Make a turnaround at the end.
yeah,
Well, they would have to make a turnaround for the school boss to turn around,
absolutely.
and
Yeah,
for the fire department to go and turn around.
Yeah,
And the plow.
yep,
And the
everybody,
plow, yeah.
yeah, like I say, everyone,
And now that surgery center is there, you gotta buy land in order to turn around. All the people on the west side,
the longer you wait, the worse it gets.
Well,
And the
like I
more
said-
it costs,
20 years ago, it was proposed,
and why wasn't it done? I wasn't here 20 years ago.
yeah,
Well, we didn't have the
Not quite.
traffic we have now either.
Well, and you didn't know what was coming.
right.
Well, they did Cowley, what, in the mid-90s in East Lansing, where they blocked it off from Saginaw, and that's a.
Oh, yeah. I
I think that was.
Kelly, yeah.
I think my first year at MSU, 98,
Yep.
they did that.
Where's that at?
West
A
Saginaw.
block- A block east of Coolidge Road on Saginaw. They made a cul-de-sac,
Yeah.
of the road and blocked you from going further north, so you can't cut through to get to Coleman.
That wasn't the only one, they did one on the street adjacent, just east of Harrison, too.
Oh, yeah, yep, that's right. Yeah, I forgot
Yeah.
about that side
Oh,
of it.
you know, cul-de-sacs aren't out of the question, but
Yeah,
like you say, 20 years ago, it just takes, who knows? The biggest thing that made a big mess out of it was MDOT's reconstruction of the intersection.
Well, it's the same basically as it was.
What?
You
Yeah,
don't think so?
No! That's why
Oh, you
people
mean,
are,
you're talking about the Marsh Road intersection?
don't talk, yeah.
Oh, I thought you
yeah,
meant,
right.
we're talking
No,
about,
no,
we're
yeah.
discussing Eunice
Oh, I
Street.
know that, but it's all a result of what was
Result
done
of
on
that,
Marsh
yeah.
Road, George.
Eunice Street has nothing to do with Marsh Road.
oh, yes, it does.
Oh,
disagree.
is it,
Yeah,
di-
That's why
George,
everybody
is
turns
it-
on Eunice.
oh, I
Leo.
see, I see what
Yeah.
you're saying.
They use Eunice
But
as
the
a cut-
actual,
People are using it as a cut-through now to avoid that
people have always used it for a cut
mess, well, I
through.
imagine, but I'm sure it's more than,
I'm just saying the
Which is-
road itself is still the same as it was before.
Absolutely,
that.
it hasn't
That's all I
changed
was
in-
saying, yeah.
but I can,
And
you
then
know, I
that
can just sit here,
crosswalk
here
there
in
in the
Leo's,
corner, that's a killer, see?
pleads here for so long, I think he needs to get something that he needs on that road for those residents, you know? And it's probably gonna take a compromise to get it. You like compromise,
Well-
Karen?
I do.
What, that's what we're discussing, what, I have signage, close off the end of the road and enforcement is what I've written
There we
down.
go, that's some good ones.
Even proposed closing the road at Coleman Road. But the problem there is coming up the hill in the wintertime.
Yeah,
Know what
Oh, I
I'm
see,
talking about?
yeah. Yeah, if the road's closed at the end, everybody's gotta come up the hill to go home,
That's right,
instead of going south down the hill.
so believe me, that sign would do great.
and that would be a bigger easement between the properties at the north end of Eunice. You'd have to buy more property to get the cul-de-sac to allow the whatever to turn around compared to the south side.
Yeah.
So we turn it to a public road or private road and have a gated community?
Ooh, there you go, Leo, upgrade.
All right. You guys okay to move on?
So are you gonna get a hold of the county and, or what?
Yeah, we'll bring it up on the next,
I hate private roads.
next agenda.
And that'd be, you know, we don't have that many meetings with the county, once a year.
A couple times a year.
We were a little lax this year, that's all. Hey, George? We
Yes,
usually had two.
yes.
One in January, one in December.
Which we had
This
one,
year.
we had one January, we had one in April, right?
Do we?
Yeah. What what's your minutes say, January? Sorry.
January 19th.
Yeah. Says approval of minutes, January 19th.
Leo, are you ready to move on, or do you have any other ideas for that? I have
I'm just
signage,
asking, when is the county coming?
as soon as we invite them, as soon as we set up our meeting. So for the next meeting, I have discussion of Stoll to Clark over the I-69 interchange, traffic calming on Park Lake Road, and Eunice Street issues. Eunice Street calming. And the three things is signage, close off the road, and enforcement. That's what I wrote down. If you have something else you'd like me to write down, I'd be happy to write it down.
Big print, sign, no right turn on Eunice Road. And I will send you a picture of it.
Could you?
A picture of that, no right turn on Eunice.
Yeah, if you could text me that, that'd be great, and then I can forward that on.
Leo, do you
Not
live
that
on
they-
that road?
Pardon me?
Do you live on that road?
For the past 60 years.
Yeah, I thought so, and, how many households are on that road, do you know?
It's
A dozen or so.
about, well, we have
Roughly?
some duplexes,
Yeah, okay,
but there's still people living
yeah,
there.
right,
And,
be two
let's
households.
see, 4. There's about 10 on one side, on the west side.
So maybe at most 20 households.
And on the east side, there's 1, 2, 3, 4.
Okay, so-
Carl could have counted them on his map.
There he did.
What was this, there 12?
10 and 4.
So 14 households. I'm just thinking
And
about getting
I've
people
had-
to agree to whatever we do, you know?
Yeah.
Well,
I
the
had-
count- the
I
count-
had 2 petitions, or two, with all the neighbors
Yeah.
signed in it about the problem on the road.
Yep.
And this, we've done that 3 times, the neighbors. You talk about the neighbors will complain about
Yeah.
turning right.
So when
I
you
can
say
get
you signed a petition,
for
what was,
next time the
what is
county
the,
comes,
what is the petition for like, what is the,
the problem on the road.
Just
So-
generally,
The traffic, and at one time.
traffic speed or traffic numbers, both?
Traffic speed.
And traffic
extra
numbers,
Yeah,
okay.
and
And so,
asking what, is this a problem for you or not a problem, right?
what, the
Simple?
petition would say, please do something about, I'm
the
trying to.
speed.
Okay,
And they've had the Bath Township Police come and sit there for a while, but if you turn the corner and you see a police car over there, are you gonna speed up? No.
right, so I don't really know what to do besides these things that we just discussed, and, you know, we keep brainstorming, hopefully we can find a solution to the problem. A petition's just making you aware of, everybody knows that it's a problem around Park Lake, but what measures do you put in place? That's what we're trying to figure out right now.
Yeah.
What are the measures that we can put in place?
Practical measures, yeah.
Practical measures.
Go back to the sign. What else can you do?
Well,
Put a policeman there in the corner?
right, if I see him, I'm gonna slow down, just like you said.
Or speed bumps?
Well, I think that, you know,
Let
no
the
right
road-
turn, obviously, is the, solution that would be familiar
That's a
to
public.
drivers.
Yeah.
But then my only question would be to your residents there on
And like I
Eunice,
said, the
would they
residents will
be,
sign it. I've talked to all of them and they don't care.
would they be agreeable to that as a solution to their concern about the speed and the number of cars? So,
And I'm concerned with the kids,
Yeah,
young kids that
yeah,
are
right,
living
well,
there now.
It's
and it's
legit.
just, that little street is not made for anybody, to my opinion, but the residents, to get in and out.
Yeah.
I suppose the other crazy solutions, we could relocate them all, George. You got some property?
You know, for years, people thought that was a private drive.
Well, yeah,
Everybody went to the corner,
Yeah,
Marsh
sure.
Road and turn.
I always went to the
But then
corner.
after they put the light and all that mess in the corner,
Yeah.
they decided, hey, here's the shortcut.
I don't think it's a mess, to be honest with you. I think it works rather well for me. I pull
Well,
down to the
that
light, I
corner?
stop, and I look, and I go.
Hey, talk to the chief. I've talked to
Yeah,
him.
but
I don't know
that's,
many
that's drivers, that's not because of the road. I'm sure it has something to do with
It
how
does,
roads
yeah.
are, it has something to do with it. But at the end of the day, people need to take responsibility for their own actions. If they speed around the lake, they're speeding around the lake. If they come up to a stop sign and they don't stop, they didn't stop. If they don't look, they're not looking. I'm a big advocate of people being responsible, even myself, and I've messed up many a times in my life.
I
enough
agree,
to tell
George,
you.
Totally, yeah.
We can do things to mitigate
Just people
things.
would behave themselves, you know?
We can try to do things to mitigate. That's why we're having this meeting, is to try to mitigate the problems around Park Lake by
Yep.
signage and crosswalks, and we all want those things. We just gotta figure out a practical way.
You know, I
So
know,
I'm gonna move on if you're okay.
here, let me show you something. Well, we're at it. If I still have it.
We have 15 minutes.
Do I need to make a copy of that information you gave me?
Do you want a copy of this, anybody?
I would like to have a copy.
Would you guys like a copy? It's a traffic count for Eunice Street. I'm sure Alan would want one.
You know, in that corner, Well, say this was Coleman, this is Eunice. If you put a rail like that, people don't slow down coming here. You look in the corner, all the gravel is pushed this way because
Correct.
they turn so fast. But will the county do something like that?
I don't know.
Do you wanna go down a gravel road?
I just
avoid-
checked Waze.
See here?
Waze directed me
See, this
onto
is Coleman
Eunice
Road.
to get to
This
McDonald's.
is Eunice. If they would put a.
So that, I mean,
that
they're-
would slow them
That's
down,
crazy.
too.
What,
And it's,
what did you just say, Carl?
I just searched Waze, and
What's
Waze takes,
that?
it's an application for the most efficient
Oh,
driving
yeah.
route. And instead of taking me to Marsh.
Yes.
And then doing the loop, it took me
Guess they
to
don't do that
Eunice
anymore.
to
No,
do
they
the
don't.
Michigan left to get back there.
So it even knows that intersection, that Z intersection is crazy.
Yeah, oh yeah,
George?
yeah, it's that Michigan left that's causing the issue. The update that, and like I said, Waze just pointed me to go to Eunice to get through that, to get to McDonald's.
This is AI, man. This is AI telling you that intersection sucks.
Or you put more roads in between here and the main road, they're gonna tell you to go the
Yeah.
shortest route.
Wow, that's
Right.
cool. That is cool and bad.
We ready to move on? I'm
Yeah.
sorry
Yes,
to
sir.
push through
Yes,
this.
go ahead, we gotta move on.
Thanks, Leo, for
Okay,
bringing
20
that up again.
Yeah, so I have them notes for the next meeting. 2023 projects. I'm just gonna bust through this very quickly.
Yeah, George.
The Ann Drive Gary Lane Timothy project was pushed into 2024. It did not get done this year. They earmarked the funding for it. The contractor will hold that amount and do the project next year for the same amount.
Well, you know what's happening on Ann now, right?
With what?
Just deteriorating along the edge of the roadway.
Oh, on Ann Drive?
Yeah, on Ann Drive, you know what it's like.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, so that'll
And
be,
you know that the Kessler crater has opened up again.
right, and that's
recently.
being mitigated too.
Yeah.
The township okayed funds and property owners. Whether it'll be turned over to the township and to the county is another thing, but at least it will be torn up, base redone to
Cool.
county standards,
Yeah?
and then we're gonna pay the few $1,000s, $34,000 or whatever to pave it. And then,
Good work, George.
but that's pushed off till next year also.
Well, yeah. Well, and, you know, they came along and they threw down some tar and stone along the edge there where it was breaking up real bad.
Right.
Kind of temporary fix.
Yeah, so they're gonna try to fudge through it till they can get to it next
Yeah.
year. Hunter Road did not get done, obviously, we didn't okay that, but for as far as all the projects that were on, all the chip seal got done, the mowing got done, chloride got done, so just them projects that you have for the 2024 will be, on for next year, the 2024 projects. So the stuff that didn't get done is moved into the 2024 list here. So that'd be the top, moving on to you guys want to discuss anything about any more about 2023?
Did they do an extra chloride to Drumheller this year?
I do not know.
Okay, do we get charged extra, or,
No, we didn't get, I don't think so.
I feel like.
No,
we did
actually,
one
we
extra
came-
Time this year.
We came in under budget. We had I think we had $65,000 for that, and I think it came in at 60-ish.
Okay,
I'm not sure, but I think it did come in under.
okay.
That Gary Lane and Drive Timothy Lane, that is carried over from 2023 to 2024. That's 340,000. That does not come out of that's already earmarked.
Right.
So this year, the 4 blacktop projects is the Hunter Road there. We're not making any decisions today, but the Hunter Road, the Bath Village, and I talked with Mark, and the sidewalks will be done for the Safe Routes to School this year. It's part of the Webster Road project. Them will be put in this year, so they'll be tearing them up, and it'll be late spring, again, through the summer. Thank you. Thank you very much. Before,
Thank you.
late spring, summer, before they get on that project. So that's something that we might wanna just hold off on And then, thank you. Then the Nelson Road and, you see the numbers there.
That needs attention again, huh, George?
Yes. There's other stuff that they didn't put on here, but these are just the first things. The gravel projects, you see them down below. When I add all the I'm gonna try to do this very quickly if I can, so I'm sticking right to the guns here. We have 800,000, correct? And of that 800,000, the Webster Road project's gonna take 425,000 of that, which leaves you with 325,000, right? If you add all the gravel up, that's 157,000. Now, the great thing about the gravel projects is Consumers is doing work in our township, and the county has worked out a deal that they are paying all of our chloride for this year. So the $65,000 that we paid last year was now a zero on our chloride line. And so with all these gravel projects that we're doing, that works out quite well, that we're getting 3 treatments of chloride while we're getting all new gravel. So that's a bang, bang, wonderful thing. So if you add them all up, you get 157,000, you minus that from the 325, you got 218, and the 100 projects, 325, 336, sorry. So we're kinda close, so we could take a couple gravel projects out, we could, ask the board for more money, which we've done in the past, but we don't have any cushion, usually we try to save a little bit. We got a drain that goes out, a cross culvert that goes out, that comes out of our budget, so we have no cushion if we do that. But,
Did the 425 include, tip money or any of that? So that's just the.
Yes.
Our
that's
share
what we owe, that's what,
after all the deductions and cost sharing, okay.
minus, we have 500,000, you minus the 75 that we paid in 2023, that leaves 425 that the township's on the hook for. Now, that being said, it might not all come out in 2024. It might be a little bit of it that gets billed to 2025. But from what I understand, yeah, 2024. So those are things that we can look at and play with. They're not in our area this year for chip seal, so there's no chip seal or fog seal, anything like that. And there's no brush spray this year, I'm sorry. There's no brush spray last year. This year, there's brush spray. Because now they're doing it every other year. And they're gonna try to mow more. Like last year they were. Now this year, they're gonna brush spray so they'll mow less. So the roads that you could take out of gravel to make up some of the difference is you have the Towner and you have the Coleman, Perry to Upton. That's close to 120,000. Or Babcock to the township line, 65. You could replace that with the Coleman Road. So if you guys wanna, while you're out the next few weeks, take a look down them roads, see what you think. I know they're grading them a lot more now.
I drove across, Drumheller from Webster to the asphalt at the east side this past summer. It was pretty bad, I thought. You know?
Yeah.
You probably know that too.
I think
I was surprised at what poor condition it was in.
they're scraping them more now that they, yeah. Also depends on the weather.
Yeah, right.
You guys wanna discuss anything
But our
else?
usual gravel roads, you know, are in pretty good condition.
Right, but we didn't do a lot of gravel, we didn't do any
That
gravel
was-
work this
that was
last year.
not. So
That's,
this
has
would
something to do with
be
it
something
too.
to look at, you know, after they've done this section, Webster to Center. And that's where the, you know, the park is. So that should have some, you know, Michigan Wildlife
Yeah.
is there. And it should have some regular attention, I think. That's one of
I'm
our
gonna-
draws, right?
I'm gonna,
The wildlife.
I'll have you pull me up on a map and show me exactly what you're talking about too, just so we're both on the same page. But I'm gonna write that down for the next discussion.
Yeah.
And it might be a little bit that they don't spray the section where the water is.
Oh,
They don't do any spray right between
True.
here and here,
yeah,
so.
understandable, but
And I have noticed that that side
There-
is much worse.
there wasn't much gravel on the road
Yeah.
for a fact.
Anything else for 2024?
It's coming too quick.
It is. So, we have other topics because of time, if you guys are okay, we'll postpone them. Public statement, anybody from the public want to make a statement on roads? We have no trustee yet. Committee member comments? Leo, you have any comments?
No,
We've made them all, George.
Yeah.
yeah, already.
You guys, you
Carly.
all set?
I want Drumheller paved, I still want.
Oh,
I
okay,
want that.
West.
West.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you know,
Still
this
think it is
past,
a worthy project.
yeah, this past fall, the gravel trucks were running out of there again, which kind of surprised me, because we had said, I thought,
I
not
think
too
they're
long
doing it.
ago, that, oh, we think that one's dead now, but they were down in there.
I think they're filling it in.
You think they're
For
filling it
about a
in?
week solid, it
Okay.
was every day,
Yeah,
back-to-back trucks.
yeah.
I think they're filling it in.
They're filling it in, not
to-
taking it out.
Yeah.
Okay, good to know.
I entertain, anybody want to move to adjourn?
Make a motion, we adjourn.
Second?
Second,
Leo, Tom? All those in favor say aye.
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 Opposed, like sign?
Okay.
We're adjourned. Thank you.